You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and here's today's comic. Oh no. What did they do? What did you do? For those of you who've been following along with Heroes in Crisis and the ongoing saga and controversy and drama and nonsense, you may remember that issue 7 had a different cover. It had a cover with Poison Ivy lying on the ground as if she's dead. I believe it was drawn by Clay Mann, one of the best artists in the business. And SJWs, well, they couldn't handle that she just kind of looked sexy. Because a dead woman apparently can't look like a woman still somehow. She has to be clothed in a burqa to hide any feminine features, even if when she's dead. Immediately cover that body. Yeah, it was such utter nonsense. They freaked out, and DC caved in. And now look at this garbage tier art that they put on the cover of this premiere, at least from DC's perspective, this premiere title. It's just like they found this at the last minute. Enough. I couldn't have said it better myself. Hey, Shazam. All right. Boy, as Zach said, you just jump head first into the pretentiousness of this issue. You thought narc spewing poetry. Here's now more poetry in a flower field. Oh, so it seriously, like, want to punch myself in the face reading this. Not because I'm necessarily against poetry or whatever, but like I said, this is utter pretentiousness. This doesn't have any real value other than a comic book artist trying to shout to the world, I'm not just a comic book writer. I write real literature that has meaning and purpose. Wow. I mean, shout out to Clay Mann. That's a beautiful 2-page spread. But, I mean, just look. And then we get an action scene. And I've got problems with this. Number one, first of all, I freaking cannot stand Harley Quinn. Not the modern Harley Quinn. The Paul Dini creation that was in the animated series before they brought it over to the comics was cool. As a Joker kind of right-hand man, so to speak, Harley Quinn worked really well. But as this sort of pseudo anti-hero nonsense, she's stupid. She's the dumbest. I challenge you. I mean, even a caveman brought back from the past to run around doing heroic deeds is not as dumb as this. This is about a 110-pound woman, maybe. I'm guessing. 110-pound woman with no powers, with no training. She was a doctor, so she was probably a bookworm her whole life, studying, because getting into medical school and so forth. I mean, you didn't do that because you ran around being a tomboy and an athlete and stuff. I mean, she's got an athletic figure because, everyone in comics, right? But she's just an ordinary. Why get out of here? She's just an ordinary woman, right? But she swings around this hammer that probably weighs like 80 pounds. Look at there it is. It's like a drum barrel. It smashes against Booster Gold, who's a legitimate superhero. Okay? Now, he's kind of a goof of a superhero, right? He's kind of, his whole shtick is that he's kind of a failure in when you get him in light with other superheroes, but he's still a superhero. He still has fantastic technology from the future, and he's actually fought real threats. I could take down Harley Quinn, right? most any male on the planet could take down Harley Quinn. This is stupid. But there's this comic trope that, we put her in spandex, give her a weapon, and she can fight all sorts of stuff, and she's so dangerous. This is my face reading the comic, just like, oh, jeez, what am I watching? Harley, no. Booster Gold, I just want to see Booster Gold smack the shit out of her. I told her like 7 times. He's got a shield. He'll be fine. I'm just saying, this was not the plan. It's fine, honestly. She's taking the broken stick from her hammer. She's going to stab him. When Harley kills you, you're going to scream. It'll be so very fine. Better than peaches and cream. And she's stabbing him into the chest. Literally trying to kill him. Of course, the shield protects him. Don't forget this. She is a murderer. She's a psychotic murderer that should not be running around free. Oh, speaking of pretentiousness, look at me. I'm Tom King, and I must sit here and psychoanalyze myself through comics. And then we get guest artist doing Batman, and I really actually kind of like this guy. He kind of reminds me of old school David Michelini a little bit. And this was actually an entertaining sequence. Flash running around, and it's like Batman's like, Booster, he and his my Wally Ted and that I what you he's just trying to speak all fast. Yeah, Booster. And he's like, I saw you kill him. And why do you care? You are a psychotic, murderous bitch. Why are you behaving as if there's some sort of moral, righteous, you're this point of no return, this, gosh, man, am I tongue-tied? Why are you behaving as if you care if people die? You're literally trying to kill someone right now. You don't have a moral compass. And then he's like, I saw you kill him. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. You got peanut butter in my chocolate. And then these two are just sitting back watching. Look at them. Look at their faces. I thought Harley said his shield was broken. It was. Super broken. I actually rebuilt it. Really? No way. How did you replace the 25th century R3 power cognitive degenerate? What the fuck do you know about this stuff? Honestly, I couldn't. Not enough time. Hooked it up remotely to my ship's operating system. Wait, you mean the one that's tied directly to your conscious? Yeah, smart work, right? It worked pretty well, I think, for what it is. Yeah, totally, it's doing great. It will do great, long as, you're conscious. Exactly, that's the one problem. And immediately I knew it was coming. Bam! This is a superhero. What the fuck are you doing, Tom King? What the fuck are you doing? Honey, I got the shield. Remember, no killing. And I'm serious. And Booster's is like, oh, no. And this was really good 2-panel sequence here. She's just like looking around, and then her eyes go back to him. And then this freaking psychotic face of every SJW comic reader out there. Harley had a little Booster. His brain was made of lead. And for all the things that Booster did, Harley made him dead. Did I not just say no killing for the 8th time? Come on. Oh, hey, look. More 9-panel sequences of Flash staring at the camera, being all depressed. Back to the good parts of the comic with Batman. A little bit entertaining. Since the breakout, I've had monitors at every safe house Booster and Beetle have ever used, including, of course, not acknowledged to the League. I've monitored every communication, blah, blah. And Barry's like, not in Africa. In case I've decided to fall back on Boosters, Michael's resources. I've had Mary, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, it comes back, not in Europe. And Batman's finally turns around and is like, sorry, Barry, if you insist on doing this, you don't have to stop here. You could just use the Bat Radio. I'm faster than the Bat Radio. Well, I'm not sure that's technically true, but I suppose when we're sharing it. I don't know why. I know some people didn't really like this. I got a kick out of it. It's hard to do comedy with Batman. It really is. Like, he's such a stoic, grimacing character. And this was a really funny way of doing comedy. And it didn't, like, harp on it. It's like one panel, and then you just moved on. So, kudos. I will always give credit where credit's due. And, like, I do think Tom King is a good writer. I don't know what the fuck he's doing here. Sorry for my language. And Booster's just like, fine. Fine. He's just giving it up. Go ahead, kill me. Kill me. I'm just going to lay here and die. Just fucking do it. Sorry for my language, but it's in the comic book. Hickory dickory dock. Harley went for a walk. I'm ready. Har. No. Hickory dickory dock. And then it's stabbed next to him. Don't understand why that's the case, but he's shocked as all hell. And she's like, fuck! Fuck! They just lie down, and she's face palming. And that's what I'm doing reading this comic. And they lie down together, looking up at like as if they were looking into the stars, but it's the ceiling. Hey, can I ask, what's the deal with the nursery rhymes? I don't know. When you're superheroing, oh my Jesus. You're supposed to talk while you fight, I think. That's like the best I could do. I'm not very good at superheroing. Yeah. Me neither. Oh, Jesus. Hold on, I rub my temples. This is hard the first time I read. Oh, what? God, I'm getting a weirdest sense of deja vu right now. Oh, look, it's a rose. And Flash doing some spark nonsense with the Speed Force on the rose, and the rose grows. And look, he created a life form. Oh, I didn't know Flash could do this. Apparently he can. Wait, Wally's alive? And then they start explaining, well, his body is 5 days older than it was when we saw him die. So yes, he's alive. But isn't today 5 days since we saw him? So the whole thing now is this mystery that the dead bodies actually was 5 days older. So they had 5 days to stop the death from happening. The death didn't actually happen when they saw it. Basically, the body came from the future to the past. And so the death hasn't happened yet. It's a bunch of nonsense. Here's a bunch of blah, 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 blah. Can we figure this out? How do we stop the blah, 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 blah? Yeah, so they're going to, like, form a team. Boosh is like, blue and gold and, the Dynamicer Duo! Cat and Batgirl's like, no. Blue and gold and the Dynamicer Duo. Competent, righteous superheroes on a secret mission to save the world. And there I am again. This is exactly what I was doing a second ago, rubbing my temples. And this is what I probably would be if I punched myself in the face like I want to do when I'm reading this comic. There we have them. The alarms. They triggered. What? Which alarms? He's all pooped out. All of them. Oh, okay. So something major's going on. Have no indication of what. I'm sorry. You helped me. Why are you sorry? I didn't help you. I hurt you. And then I did this. This doesn't make up for the hurt. It doesn't make up for the... You just woke. You have life. I'm sorry you have to see all this. I don't understand. What will I see? Death. You'll see my death. Oh, Jesus. 4 freaking times. And this is the end of the book. Week 3. I didn't think it would even take 3 weeks, but here we are. This is every fan that's been reading this book. Reading book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, book 6, book 7. I can't wait for 4 more weeks until book 8 shows up. The end. That's Heroes in Crisis. And it couldn't be a better name because DC heroes are in freaking crisis. What the hell are you doing, Tom King, Dan Didio? What the hell are you doing with DC? A couple years ago, you restarted with Rebirth and had a renaissance in your company. It was the best stuff DC was doing forever. You got this old school Marvel fanboy who, I started reading comics back in like the mid 80s and I thought DC was stupid. I never was going to go to DC. And you convinced me that DC was even better than Marvel in the modern times. And now you're just flushing it down the toilet. You're like, oh, remember all that cool stuff that we did? We made DC cool? Time to stop. What the? Oh, you want to see more cool stuff? Remember that Super Sons you liked? Remember Tomasi and Jorge Jimenez, Patrick Gleason just doing this really. What's this? This is why people want Dan Didio fired. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit the bell. I think that's what you're supposed to say at the end of your videos. I really do appreciate everyone that watches. I really appreciate everyone that does comment. You don't have to always say things positive. If there's something you think I can do better, let me know. I'm always trying to do my best and make better videos. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.